Whoop, whoop, whoop. Charlie Pern, welcome to Mundo Madness Monday. I am Mundo, and welcome everybody. Charlie, have a good workout while you're listening, my friend. Pern, how the hell you doing, my friend? Come on in. The whiskey's fine. We are going to talk about blade length. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Did you guys have a good weekend? I did. I had an amazing weekend, man. I mean, it was a hot weekend, though. Jesus, was it really hot, man? And Charlie, I was talking to J. I text JT to see if he'd come on, but he told me he was in the NN. What up? Uh, Charlie, he let me know he was in the hospital, man. Also, like, man, I got to send some prayers out for JT Lovecraft because he's my buddy, man. He's an awesome dude, and I hope he gets well real soon, gets better. So I put some prayers in this afternoon for him, and he's probably gonna be watching this. So JT, prayers are on the way, buddy. Prayers are on the way, man. Well, hopefully everything works out for you, dude. I hope you get well soon, man. So, and then I hope you had a good weekend, man. I'm glad you guys are here. But right now I'm getting my drink ready, but I'm gonna grab a beer too. So, if you guys, I'm gonna be out of the picture for just a second, but you guys can still hear me because I've got cordless ear pods. So let me grab my beer real quick because I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for a damn beer, man. And it's just crazy day today. So, um, again, man, shoot, why they gotta have these paint in the way? Jesus, I tell you, people do not want me to get my last beer. My last beer is being prevented from getting to me, but I will prevail. I will prevail. It's Mundo, man. It's Mundo Madness Monday, baby. Mundo's in the house. Cincy! Cincy's in the house. Oh, man. Cincy, you are killing it in that flying thing, dude. Yeah, man. You've been rolling, rocking, and rolling, man. Awesome, dude. Well, kids, don't try this at home. I'm a professional. Ah, let's get there. Let's get on with tonight's talk, man. So, I myself prefer. I'm short, right? I'm short. I'm 5'5". So my blades are gonna be short just the same, right? So I tell you, depending on how tall. Now I know Charlie's tall. I see Charlie's been in his vids, man. Charlie, you're pretty tall, dude. So I imagine you would probably need a 32, anywhere between a 34 to 36-inch blade, for your height, man. Um, and then how about you, man? What is your blade length? Is it 28 or above? Is it like me at a 28? Do you prefer a 36, 32, 34, 30-inch blade maybe? Come on, you guys talk to me. What size of blade do you prefer? Right? Now, on here, right, on the Warlock, it's I've got my blade as a 28-inch blade. So it's not too terribly long, right? I don't have the battery in here right now, so I'll probably end up doing that later, guys. Um, Actually, my battery's kind of messed up. I don't know what's kind of hanging it up on there. So the part where the PCB is just coming up right here. So I got to figure out how to get it back down. Something is hanging on it in here, and I don't know what. So, oh, and you're 6 foot tall. Wow. So you prefer a 32-inch blade? Okay. So was a 36 to a 40 a little too long for you? Cindy rocks a 32. Okay. See, that's good. That's awesome, dude. Now, I think anywhere from 32 to 34 is usually mostly, I guess, the norm of the blades, right? Blade size. Unless you're doing like Space was doing the lamp sabers, right? So you could play around with your saber inside your room, your house, whatever. Since they're so short, you you're able to kind of swing it around a little bit without just busting everything up around you. uh, see, and then I need to make one of those. I need to make one of those for myself. I probably may make it like a 10-inch blade or something like that. That would be kind of pretty cool. Maybe a Shoto saber would be in it where you can have the short blade along with the long blade, right? Kind of like your samurai swords. I think that'd be freaking badass, right? And if I'm not mistaken, that was pretty much, you know, well, if you look at the samurai, and they always had the long blade and the short blades, and then actually the knife that goes along with it, right? And it says, I find I can split the saber as fast as I want with the 36. Oh, spin it. Okay. You can spin it as fast as you want. Now, and then, are you able to spin the sabers? Are they specific sabers? Are they thinner than your other sabers that you could are they the thin neck, and or are they just like the different sabers? Are you able to spin all of the different types of sabers, right? And I think with spinning, it's just my belief, but I think most sabers that utilize, when you do spinning, you have to utilize certain sabers, and more or less you're really thin, solid, straight edge sabers, right? Now, granted that you could really spin a Graflex but it wouldn't be as, I guess, as dramatic of spin as you would, let's say, a Raven, right? The skinny Raven. So, in regards to that, that you would have like certain sabers for spinning, certain sabers for shelf queens, certain sabers for everything else, and then certain sabers for cons, right? And then since I don't have a large collection at all, but I prefer my GCS to Sin for spinning. Okay, that's actually a pretty good one because it's pretty sleek, man. Um, Gabe has an Ascend, I believe he does. Um, and I've seen those, and they are pretty nice. They're pretty thin, they're easy to, looks like they're easy to grip and hold, and pretty well balanced. So, you have a good quality blade that goes in there. Well, you don't want too good of a, you don't want a show blade to go in there, but nonetheless, a spinning blade, maybe a dual star to go in there. If you're looking for a little bit of brightness, but a little bit of fun to go with it. So I still think, in also the like I said, the length of blade just determines, I guess, where or what you're gonna do. Now, if now see, here I have, like I said, mine's a 28, and I have not even attempted to really spin my saber at all. I'm actually just like I'll do a little bit here and there, but like not even close. I'm afraid to break the damn thing, get into it. And even if I'm, I go up front where my grass is kind of like a little bit high and thicker so that if it does drop, it doesn't hurt it so bad. And I'm like, man, even if I drop it, it's like, ooh, I get so sick to my stomach, right? But yeah, dude, I mean, I rock, like I said, I rock a 28-inch blade. And I'm sure some people, like I said, depending on their height and weight or whatever have you will, the length of blade really determines what you're going to do. And actually, um, if you're going to cons, if you're going to cons, I think depending on if you want to swing it around or not, it could be recommended that you take the shorter blades, right? So let's say because I have a 28-inch blade, I could take mine to a con pretty easily and not worry about, oh, of course, if there's too many people, then yeah, I can't really swing it around. But I mean, if there's an opening where I got some people and there's there's just room for it, and people want, may want some like pictures with it or something like that, then yeah, and you want to, and or they want a video, the just a short spin or something like that, then I think the 28-inch blade is the way to go for cons. I mean, it's not too long and it's not too short. However, if you're taller than I am, then yeah, you may need a longer blade, right? Now, do you guys think it's important the length of blade that you have to fit the saber that you're using it with? Um, what is okay? Have you guys tried different lengths of blades and found like, okay, this one really doesn't work with me? And then or Cincy, anybody try, have y'all gotten longer blades, right? Like TCSS sells the blades at 40 inches, right? They sell them at 40. So, and then you cut them down. But if you don't cut them down and you leave it at 40, has anybody ever left one at 40, installed it with the LEDs, and then see if it's how, if it's viable to work with that size or length of blade, right? I think, well, again, it's just my thought processes that come into play when you're utilizing the length of blade with your hilt. And depending on where you go, whether you're at a con, like I said, whether you go over to somebody's house and show off the blades itself, right? And it says I have a 36-inch blade and it feels off for me. Okay. See, now, and then I'm glad you brought that up because I'm glad you said that because I do want to showcase some people, and especially for the newbies that watch this, uh, but I want to showcase that, according to your height, according to your height mostly, right? Kind of determines the length of blade that you can best wield. And the only reason why that I kind of I found this out when I was going to a con and I was doing the sword experience with the Highlander, Adrian Paul, right? Let's see. Since he says, yeah, it feels for me too. 32 just feels a little lighter and more comfortable to me. I think comfort has a big part to do with it too. I mean, you're swinging that thing around, and if you're swinging it around, you want it to feel comfortable. You don't want it to feel all wonky and then maybe even wobbly, right? You want to have a good balance to the whole thing. And I think the key that's a big key to it is the balance, not only for the blade but also for the heel in unison together. And so if you're sporting a longer blade length and it feels off when you're swinging it around, right? A 7/8 versus a 1 inch. Well, Pern, the thickness of the blade, or the thickness of the blade really doesn't matter too much unless I'm more or less talking about your length instead of your thickness, because the 1 inch blade is more or less for your dueling type stuff. Your 7/8 is more or less gonna be like the type of blades that you see within the 7/8. Oh yeah, Cincy loves 7/8. I still have yet to get a 7/8, but I will. I That is on my bucket list. Is once I get done with Roy Boy 2.0, is to get a 7/8 blade. So that will be that will be on my list of things to do. Right. But again, 7/8 you see more or less in some of the movies and as well as the animated shows, right? And I think that the 7/8 really does due diligence to some of the shows and a couple of the movies because it gives that realism of the blade right there, more or less, right? And on certain hilts too, it looks great. So you're really looking, but like I said, with the 1 inch, you really have that if you're going out for the dueling aspect, or you really don't want to have your blade just mess up, like if you drop it or something, right? You don't want it to crack too bad. Then the 1 inch gives it that strength, that durability, and it's a little bit heavier because the 7/8 blades are a bit lighter, right? Pern, I think I will. I think I will. I mean, I think that the 7/8 inch blade will be good utilized during cons, or even just kind of going over with get-togethers as well. Now, in maybe take a 1 inch blade with me as well if you want to do some light dueling, right? If I decide I want to do some light dueling, the 1 inch blade with a dual star would be perfect, right? Because you get that brightness there and the durability at the same time. So I believe that that would work out phenomenally well. I see we had some people kind of check in real quick and check out. It's all good, man. It's all good. I know a lot of people got busy lives and everything, and I'm so glad that you guys are here with me talking about this because the more stuff that you know and the more information that comes out talking about it, I believe it helps everybody when you talk about situations, uh, within the saber stuff, and we're gonna visit this topic, quite a few times, not back to back, but here and there, and allow some of the new people to come into the community to get a chance to look at some of these videos and talk about it too. And that's why Mundo Madness is around. I mean, you got questions, you want to come in, you want to talk about your blades, you want to talk about your sabers. I mean, that's what Saber Talk is all about. And I can't and Saber Talk is not possible without Space Windu. Anthony Legapa, man, I tell you, he is, one of the original three amigos to start Saber Talk, and I am so honored that he allows me to come and do the show for him when when he's got his hands busy with a lot of other things, as well as making blades. Brightest blades in the planet. He makes the Quad Star, the Tri-Star, the Dual Star, or the Dual Omega. I mean, he makes some damn bright blades. So bright, you gotta wear shades. I got it. I see, and I can't play that song that the future looks so bright that I got to wear shades because that will boop, boop, we get hit for that thing. So I'm not even gonna finish any of that. That's why I kind of messed it up. So we won't get hit, flagged or anything for that. But you guys know what I'm talking about. You grew up in the '80s. You know that song very well. So well, at least you should. If you grew up in the '80s, you should know that song right away, right? Chet, Chet's in the house. What up, Chet? What are you sporting? What length of blade are you sporting for your sabers, my friend? Huh? What are you sporting? What is your ideal length of blade? Hmm? That's what we're talking about tonight. Is blade length and then some. We can talk about other things as well, man. So, I'm probably gonna get off topic here, but it's still on a saber topic anyway. But while we're waiting for the answer, but just to give you an update on Roy Boy, I had to just take all the wires out and redo everything. Any weight difference between a TriStar, QuadStar, and standard pixel blade? Well, yes and no, really. I mean, the weight difference. Anthony would really have to add to that, and he might a little bit later. However, I don't think there's too much of a weight difference, even though I mean, there is a little bit, but I don't think it's so significant, right? Because even though you're utilizing 3 or 4 strips, um, you what you could do, what you could do, and is hold those. If you get a hold of 4 strips, hold the strips in your hand, okay, and that won't equal to what's in the blade itself because then you've got all the other components that go into the blade itself, right? And then you would have to kind of weigh each component a little bit differently. Chances are usually built around a 32. I'm a short guy, 5'6". Laugh out loud. So, Chet, really? You you're only an inch taller than I am. I'm 5'5", and you're sporting a 32. That's a bit long, dude. I guess you like a long blades. I'm sporting a 28 inch, dude. I sport a 28-inch blade simply because of my height. And I'm gonna go back to the story because I never finished it. It was like I said, I went to in Laredo. There was a Comic Con, and I went to uh, go do the sword experience with the Highlander, Adrian Paul. And in order to order your um, Boken, which is um, it is a wooden, samurai sword, right? And so, in order to order your custom Boken, they had to give him your height and your weight, and then what they do is they adjust that length according to your height. So I found out that the ideal blade length for me was a 28-inch blade, right? And it worked very, very well. So I'm like really I really was impressed how they figured that out in as well as OAs in the house. Let's see, I typically use 36, decently tall, 6'1", but I think 34 may be ideal. Just curious, why does civilized sabers mostly only offer up to 32? Something with the manufacturing or the LED strips. Um, Typically because the 32 is your anything more than a 32, like a 36. Um, and I believe that what Anthony had told me about that, and I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this, okay? But what Anthony was kind of explaining is that the quality of the LEDs that he gets, anything more than the 32 will kind of like be lackluster, and so for his blades to be at optimal brightness, optimal quality, the 32s, the Chet's in the Jim's in the house. 34 to 36 is perfect. Awesome, awesome. All right. So the 32, I believe, is the optimal amount of length for the quality of the blades that he's doing, right? You get your maximum brightness, you get your maximum quality and everything like that. I think what he said that anything longer than that kind of diminishes the quality a little bit here and there, and he'd rather have that length of blade um, and top quality than to go a bit longer and have something kind of go wonky with it. So yeah, that's kind of what he was kind of hinting towards me about all of that stuff. So Chet says I usually have about 110 LEDs, which comes out to about 30, 32 or so with the blade tip and connector. Awesome. That's awesome, Chet. See, so 32 is a pretty good optimal blade uh for most people, right? And especially for taller individuals, for taller people. You 36 I think is a good for like 6 foot and a little bit taller. Excuse me, a little bit taller. Um, but 34, anybody closer than like 5'8" and 5'9", somewhere in there, 32, 34, um, is a pretty good deal for all of that stuff. So Jim says that more than 32 to 34, the color variations in the strips, especially with three or more strips, is too high. So to get the best brightness and true colors, 32 is best for multiple strips. There we go. See, Jim knows a lot more. He talks to space a lot more than I do about the blades. So yeah, Jim really knows his stuff. I tell you. I can show how anyone 5'5" or taller can use 36. Laugh out loud. Jim, I can use a 36, but I prefer not to. Okay. Because I had actually gotten a 36-inch blade. And moving and swinging it around, I felt a little unbalanced, right? You try. Yeah, 32 is a bit too short. Yeah, I can understand that. And that's I'm right there with you, dude. And that's the whole reasoning behind, tonight's show was to showcase that, blade length I think is important for each person, right? And depending on how tall you are. So you 36 I think, would fit you very well or maybe even a 38 depending, right? But I think you would have to have like a dual star in reality for you to be top quality with that length of blade. Now, if you're wanting the like I said the tri-star and the quad star, then yeah, I mean, who knows what the outcome of the blade would be for that length of blade in terms of quality, right? And I saw TriStar on IG, but I didn't see it in the store. Oh, really? Maybe we might have to see it. Well, Anthony's got quite a bit of stuff going, so maybe he'll look in on that later on. He watches all of these, right? So he may look into all the comments and he may look into it and see what happens there. So Chad says I'm into also depends on the hilt, and my Ultra Saber sword of Omens has a 36 because it's a big hilt. Yeah. Yeah, of course, Ultra Sabers is gonna be a lot of their damn sabers are huge, man. And I've got big hands. So an Ultra Sabers is comfortable for me, but at the same time, because of the reputation of that company, I prefer not to really. And I think there's only really two sabers in there I actually really like. So only two sabers I actually really like in there. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's there's some interesting things at US, and that's all I'll get into. I've seen a lot of people posting on selling their US. So maybe somebody who needs a secondhand US, go for it. Check all the sales and stuff and see what you can get your hands on. Now, and now I do have to admit, I did get a 36-inch blade with the US Saber, and it did okay. It wasn't too bad, right? It wasn't too bad, but I believe that, like I said, uh, maybe because the hilt was a little bit thicker and bigger, it made for the blade to not be so wonky with it. And that could be the basis for that. Um, oh, Aces just posted a couple of weeks ago. Oh, okay. Well, like I said, man, um, Anthony's, we'll check it out and see what. And like I said, he gets and he checks everything out. Jim says for speed and accuracy, enclose 32 to 34 for movement at distance. Uses 36. I would say so, like Jim, right? I mean, because if you're, especially like if you're learning the sword, such as samurai ninja, ways, ninjutsu ways, so forth like that. Those type of movements for the sword, learning to well, and of course sabers are just slightly different than the swords, the samurai swords and the ninja swords and so forth. They're slightly different because you have to utilize different movements so you don't end up cutting your legs and your arms off while spinning and moving and fighting and everything else, right? I could be wrong, but I think that's accurate. Well, yeah, pretty much. Things change all the time. Space Windu and I are always looking for better LEDs and strips. And that's the one constant thing, right? The only constant thing is that everything changes, right, Jim? So you have quality of LEDs, length of LEDs, and then comes quality, right? It's the oh my god, yes, shit. That thing has like a mile of blade depth. um. So yeah, I'm saying that as time goes on, the the LEDs are going to certainly change because your technology is going to change, right? When I first started researching things and looking at videos and everything in 17, um, it it amazes me how fast the technology, not only the boards but the LEDs as well, have changed. Because I watched Anthony do a chain, of LEDs. I mean, just getting these LEDs all together with the legs and everything, and bending the legs and this and that, and making the strip of LEDs for the blade, right? The new Cobb pixel strips. I have probably not seen those, Jim, so I probably need to check them out. Does TCSS have some, or where, or are they on Adafruit? Are they on Adafruit? Because honestly, I subscribe to Adafruit, but I've been really bad about looking at their stuff because I just, working so much and everything else, I just kind of blow off all their videos. And especially like right now, I'm so busy with my daughter stuff. Finally, it's over, so I'm like, yeah, I can get back to my other stuff. OMG, doing 3 millimeter and 5 millimeter string of LEDs was insane. Oh, I bet, Jim. I bet it was. Was that the 3 millimeters for the TriStar and the 5 millimeter a dual star, or what were those for? Or are they just dual stars? Just Adafruit has some, but Space Window showed the new Club Pixel. Really, I'm gonna have to look at that. Damn it! You mean I actually missed a video of his? Did I? Man, usually I'm on point with all of his videos. God damn. Now I feel bad, dude. It is hot in here, dude. Man, it's like 86 outside right now. So in my garage, man, it's about 90 degrees in here. Crazy. Before the strips, wow. And like I said, with the technology, man, and Space Window was making three. Oh yeah, yeah, the 3 millimeter blades. That's right. That's right. Those were the LEDs I was talking about. That's right. The white ones, right? The clear white ones. And of course, they had the different. Well, he had them making different color blades, but single color blades as well, because it took a long time for those blades to be made. I mean, the amount of hours just lining those LEDs up, and it just like my God, it probably took a good few hours just to get half of the blade. Yeah, half of the blade. It's nuts. You'd have to be really patient and really really want it to get these blades done in order to do what he did, man. I tell you though, some of those blades with the sabers that he made, yeah, the soldering is insane. I bet. Oh my god, I bet once he laid it out and just went right down the road. But then if he screwed up, eesh, man, I bet you talk about some serious like pressure, man, to get it done and to get it done right. Excuse me. That is insane. And seeing that video, I pray they don't move and tag and short. Oh man. Well, as I guess as long as you got them uh tight, right? You mean you get them soldiered up pretty tight. You get that clear tubing and you get it, really really tight in there. Shouldn't have to be too bad of movement. I don't think they'd move a whole lot considering that, with the shrink tubing being so tight that they wouldn't have a chance to move that much. I mean, they'd move a little bit, but I don't think it would be enough to really tear them apart unless you're going at it like super hard, right? You'd have to go at it super hard. And I think that 32, actually, I think 32, yeah, exactly, right? I mean, he makes blades like nobody can, dude. And here's the thing, it's quality because it's mostly him and one other person, maybe two, I think maybe two people now. Right, Jim? I think it's two people now that are making blades with him. I'm not sure. I think because Gabe tests all the blades that come out. And I'm pretty sure it's hard for Space to make at least, in a day, depend because he's got his regular day job, and then he goes and he comes home and he goes starts working on the blades, and then I think he's got a couple of people with him, right? And that they start making the blades, helping him out making the blades, and he makes the blades as well. And then like on Mondays he goes and teaches kids karate and stuff, and then he'll come home and probably make some more blades, and then work on some videos and showcasing the blades that he had made, um, and so all of that goes, but man, and then on top of that, working on the comic books that he's doing. So it's like, man, he's got very little time for, uh, very little things. I mean, so God bless him, man, for the quality that you get in his blades. God bless him, because I mean, he's such a busy person, and you get that quality of blade. And I mean, I don't have to sit here and keep telling you how good they are. Look at John, Collector's Outpost. Um, and John showcases his blades, and he'll tell you straight up how good they are, how bad they are. I mean, all of his reviews, right? And so, um, I love the fact though that when Anthony made that short blade, the lamp saver blade, the short blade, I think a lot of people ended up really liking those because, like I said, you can go around the house swinging that thing, and you don't have to worry about swinging it all around and doing this and doing that. So if you're watching the movie, you got that short lamp saver, and you're sitting on that couch, you're going at it with the Star Wars movie at the time. Hey, you're in good right there, man. That's why I need to get one. Jim said for sure he puts so much effort in making sure that they are the best possibly made blades with the best materials possible. Oh yeah, of course. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't anybody want a quality blade, right? If you're sporting a certain length of blade, you want all the LEDs lit up. You want all of the animations to go. You want everything. Now get Now I get it. Some things fail, and because electronics, there's things that bound to be happening. And Space has always said, if something happens, something's not right with the blade, send it back. He'll fix it and send it back to you. That's a guaranteed. I mean, he's true to his word. You um, I have yet to see anybody really send theirs back, right? Unless something has gone wrong with them, terribly wrong. Like maybe they dropped them or something, and you know, this and that. Like mine, they kind of dropped and stuff. So I have to get them fixed. So and mine, the one that I did, like I said, the 32-inch blade that I made, it's failing right now. I mean, it's just. I'm gonna go ahead and when I started out, and you'll probably see here in a little bit, but when I started, it's gonna be good. It'll be good for a good couple of minutes or so. That's just because I think maybe it might be the PCB or something. Let me get this thing. Let me see here. All right, because I'm good. Oh, and I don't even have the. You see. Okay, what did I do with it? Jesus, I don't even have my. Here it is. I don't even have my SD card in there, so I'm gonna put it. Let's see for sure. I already read that. Okay. So again, the importance of a good length for yourself, depending, like I said, I sport a 28-inch blade and it works for me. Now, it could be somebody, like I said, all you other guys have said, 34, 36, 32, mostly 32s, right? And 32 is a really good length of blade as well. I love that font. It's funny as hell. All right, but that's not the font that I'm gonna put on. So let me see here. Oh, see, it's already kind of screwing up. See. Sound menu. So you see the blade. I haven't even turned on the saber just yet, and it's already. Seismic charges. You went over my helmet. Seismic charges. So yeah, I'm gonna do the seismic charge font. I love the font, man. The font's like freaking badass. I like those blasters, right? And notice it changes here and there, but the blade, I mean, it's lit all the way through, but in just in a in a second or two, see, I've already turned it off. I've already flicked it where it's supposed to go off, and it's still lit. So, I believe it's the PCB in there, or maybe even the wiring. I'm gonna have to check the wiring in here too, and see what's going on with it. See, now I can't even twist it on. Oh, there it goes. Finally. So the blade is tripping, right? And with any technology, I mean, you're gonna have, you know, bumps in the road, and they'll have to be ironed out here and there. But nothing I can't really take care of later on. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. See how the some of the strip is not even lit there, or you got white part and then the colored part and all that shit. Yeah, that's bad resistor, blade resistor. It could be. Like I said, I'm gonna check it out. I just bought a new PCB, so I'll probably change out the PCB. Oops, sorry guys. Um, I'm probably gonna change out the PCB in a couple of weeks here and there. I just don't have time to do it here right now, but um, I'm going. That's one of the things I need to do, and when I do that, we'll check out the blade together again and see how it comes out. After I fix that, put the new PCB on there. So, but it may be Jim, like I said, uh, either that or maybe the some of the wires. There may be a loose connection or something from maybe dropping the blade here and there. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I need to open it up and find out, see what's going on with it. And let's see. I mean, yeah, the new PCB and resistors and see what happens. Yeah, that's my best course of action right now. Like I said, I just ordered like two more PCBs. Um, I because I dropped one of Anthony's blades, and I mean it works, and then it does the same thing as this one. So, but Anthony said to go ahead and send it back to him, so I'll go ahead and send it back with him because I got him for I really need to. I haven't been able to because lack of funds, but I need to send him his birthday and his Christmas gifts. Um, I hadn't been able to send those off. My bad. Too many things going on with finances here. So, but they'll be sent to him as soon as they can. Yeah. One of the gifts that I got him was a Boken. So, signed by Adrian Paul himself. I sent him a picture, and I think he'll like it. It's a little something. I mean, it wasn't a whole lot, but yeah, I think he'll enjoy it once he gets it in his hand. Something he can put up in his wall at the house. And like I said, it's signed by Adrian Paul himself, the Highlander. So it'd be fun for him to have put on the wall, or even just kind of play around with it if he wants to. um, so yeah, in going back to the topic, getting back to the topic in terms of blade length and in the importance of blade length to what you specifically want to do, to your height, and a few other factors, right? And it should be the blade length should be comfortable for you. Texas barbecue for the fourth. Well, I want to, Jim, but I have to work. So I don't know if we are going to. The boss man is ordering hot dogs for everybody, so I don't know if we're going to queue them up or not for my job because I have to work on July 4th. We're not going to close, so. But I did take a day off to go to my daughter's kickball tournament in Austin, Texas. And man, I tell you, if y'all are ever in Austin, Texas, go for the barbecue over there and go to Black's and a few other places. Make sure you do your research because man, I tell you, some of the best Texas brisket and barbecue are in Austin, Texas, right? Legendary people in Austin, Texas. And of course, around South Texas too as well, right? Um I'm from South Texas, so if you see Corpus Christi on the map, that's South Texas. So I'm right on the water, right on the Gulf of Mexico. Um, but yeah, dude, I mean, uh, I can queue it up pretty decent, I queue it up pretty decent. I have a pellet smoker, Jim, and I love that thing because I can throw the meat in there after getting it set, ready. I can throw the meat, close it up, and I'm good for several hours. And I let that smoker do its thing, man. To do a barbecue trip in Austin. Chad, you wouldn't regret it, dude. I tell you what, man. Look at some, and you know what? TikTok has some of those places to eat from Austin and all that. Well, even Instagram has places that'll show you good places to go and eat. And I tell you what, one of the best things to grab is a dino dino rib, dude. A dino rib. If you had barbecue, if you ain't had a dino rib or brisket, man, I tell you, Texas produces some really good brisket. I'm not saying anybody else don't have good brisket either. I'm just saying, I mean, being here, I love it here. Yeah, Mundo, put a brisket on the trigger before you leave for work. It'll be done when you get home. Laugh out loud. It probably would, Chet. It probably would, man. It probably would. But see, I'm the kind of guy that loves to be sitting right with my barbecue pit. Like, I mean, I'll close it, but I don't leave it too often. You know what I mean? I'll sit outside unless it's like blazing. If it's too damn hot out there for me, yeah, I'll come inside. But I'll go like outside every 20, 30 minutes and go check on it, dude. I mean, I won't move it. I won't move it because that's a big no-no. You don't move your meat until it's ready to be moved. So, you know, that's the thing. You have to make sure that you do things the right way. There is proper etiquette around here, I tell you, or you get screamed at. And put in the smoker. Oh man, I tell you, sometimes I kind of hate it when I do fajitas because fajitas cook so fast. I can never leave the pit because once you spice them down or you you get them all seasoned up and then you throw them on there. I mean, it is a fast cook. It is fast. And so if I do those, I've got to make sure that I have a bunch of other things that I can leave in there after that. I mean, Yeah, Jim. I mean, with the fajitas, dude, 5 minutes or less than 5 minutes on each side, you're good. I mean, they cook that fast, especially when you're cooking at 400 degrees, right? At 400 degrees, I mean, they cook pretty damn fast. And that's a good char, that's a good everything, man. And then when you cut against the grain and all that good stuff. Woo! Damn. But I love making chicken quarters on the pit as well because the chicken quarters it takes a while and you really have to do the chicken quarters just right because either they get too dry or they don't cook well enough. So you really have to be on your game with chicken quarters. And my I still have yet to cook like a small pig on my Traeger. I'm really wanting to do that, but there haven't been any pigs around lately, so I gotta wait, see what hunting season will bring around. If hunting season produces one, oh, you better believe it's on there. It'll be it'll be on there. Nice bacon and nice everything, pork ribs, all that good stuff, all in one shot. A whole pig, a whole smoked pig. And that's actually kind of hard to do though uh if you don't have good steady heat and you got to make sure everything cooks evenly. Now, let's do something like this. Let's get that blade length and cook some of that meat. We get the blade length right on the pit. God dang, you know what I need to do is I need to get some saber tongs and saber forks and saber shit. I'm gonna have to make some things, man. I'm gonna have to make some saber stuff, man, for barbecue. Eh, not my chicken, brother. My chicken don't ever go dry. Uh-uh. I don't even burn my chicken. Authentic Hawaiian luau. Can't wear those grass skirts, right? And start acting like Toomba and Pimbo. Oh man, that's funny. I'll get the Darth Vader cooking apron. I'll get Darth Vader cooking apron with a grass skirt on there. Shit. And then I'll go ahead and I'll make a postcard, right? Just wish you were here. Have a beer in my hand, the grass skirt, and the saber tongs, and with the Vader apron and the grass skirt. Oh shit, that's hilarious. Come on, it's Mundo Madness Monday. Don't tell me you guys are not laughing your asses off right now. See, I cannot make fun of anybody else if I do not make fun of myself first. So now that I'm making fun of myself first, now I can make fun of other people, right? Because y'all heard it here. I mean, I made fun of myself. Who else is wanting to sport that grass skirt and get all the lays? I swear, man. Like I said, we get the saber blades going and get the saber blade forks, barbecue forks. That's what I need. I need to come up. I need to make a lightsaber barbecue fork. So I think I get some blade stock, get some LEDs, have a put the strips around the fork, right? I'll probably have to get the metal to put some shrink clear shrink tubing around the metal of the fork tang, and then place the strips on there, get the blade on there, and then have a saber and stick it in there like that. So, Watch. I wonder how the Ewoks would react to a a slow cooker, dude. And then them motherfuckers would be starving, dude, for a slow cooker. They'd be burning themselves to death trying to get in there. But then again, when they had their party at the end of the movie, right? So you never know. They were gonna slow roast, Solo and uh, Solo and Luke, right? They were gonna slow roast him, so maybe they're the same way, but it's over an open fire. Now, open fires, I have learned how to cook on an open fire too at the ranch, so I'm good there. I mean, I'm pretty much can cook anywhere, thanks to my aunts, uncles, grandparents. I mean, all of my family pretty much. Growing up on a ranch, you pretty much can cook anywhere. If you can't cook on the damn ranch, you can't cook anywhere. That's what they told me. But yeah, man. Oh, so let me give you all an update on Roy Boy 2.0 because you're gonna see all the damn wires all over the place, and I have them long for a reason because um, I end up having to when I was just this close, right? I was this close to finishing Roy Boy 2.0 on Wednesday, and um, I end getting all the green wires together, and I got all the wires together, and I've got the pins all, everything was wired up. Turned it on, the swings were working, the buttons were working. Chewy was cooking the porks. Oh, I know. They look pretty damn good. I'm like, damn, Chewy, where's mine, dude? Now they look pretty close to a bird called the puffin. I think that was in Norway or something like that, where Andrew Zimmern from Bizarre Foods went, and they caught some of those puffin, and they look like those porgs, right? And I think that's where they got the porgs from. So if you ever watch, if you go, I think it's on Netflix right now or Prime. I think it might be Prime. Look for Bizarre Foods with Andrew Zimmern, and you'll see the puffin birds, and they cook them up. They look like the pork. I kid you not. I think that's where Star Wars people got the porks from. So, um, anyhow, like, as I was saying, man, I got all of this wired up together and the pins, and I pulled the kill key, and everything was just sounding great, but no LEDs, none of that came on, right? The pixel that's supposed to light up right here didn't light up. These pixel strip didn't light up. So all of that, and then even the LEDs in the pins didn't even light up. So I was like, okay, what did I go wrong? So I went back and I looked at what I was doing and this and that, and I found that I actually wired a couple of more negative wires than I should have, as well as a couple of different wires that maybe shouldn't have been together, and they should have been on the board negative wire with it. And so I went back through that, and I was like, I really did not like. I really did not like the way the wires were looking. They just look god awful. I think I can do a much cleaner job, better job. So, for instance, with all the data wires, once I get them all cut all together and then cut them down to length and then get one single line going to the board, it'll look so much. Well, that's what I'm talking about, Jim. I think I did a few too many wires the wrong way, like I said. And what's kind of eluding me though is the pixel right here. This pixel has a data out wire and that should go in sequence, right, or in series with the rest of the pixels. But I got all the green data lines together, and I've got all the negatives together. I got all the positives together. Everything was good, peachy, all of that good stuff. When it came to the data out, right, which is this the blue line right here, when it came to the data out, I think I misplaced where it should go. And because from what I thought what could have happened was that all of the green data should go in to the pixel here, but there's no in to the pixel here, right? It's just your data, your positive, negative, and out. So to the board. So I think what I might have to do for the data out, I still need to see where I need to put the data outline to go, and I might have to use two datas on the golden harvest for it to work. So we'll see how that's going to come out. Um, like I said, I'm still kind of going back through the schematics and seeing where I did wrong. But I think my biggest problem was the data outline. So even though it's supposed to go in series, I thought it would go with all the green lines, but it doesn't. So who knows? I'll figure it out though, because like I said, these have to get lit up. So with all my LEDs, right? This has to light up, this has to light up, and this has to light up because all of those are going to be in some sequence that I'm going to figure out later on. And then even the pin LEDs, right? Even the pin LEDs didn't even light up. So like I said, and I figured on trying to see maybe like the put the datas on here and then kind of run them both ways and see where my problem is and get to that point. But I mean, I'll figure it out. So I'm about 85% of the way. I mean, like I said, I already know to put all the greens together. I put all the reds together, all the well, the black and whites. I ran out of black 30, so the whites are representing the negative as well. So um, and then also the probably uh most of the negatives maybe going ahead and going towards the board negatives onto the gray line itself. So we'll see how that goes. Work on that. Right. So as you know, this is gonna go up down in here, and when I get everything wired in, I'm gonna put this down in there just to so this will color the LEDs, and if those LEDs are right, wired in right, you should see the animations of the LEDs under here when they get lit up. Hopefully. So we'll see how that goes. And then with the top half out, right? Eventually, eventually with the top half out, you'll see this with a small animation when I have it kind of outside of the thing here and just kind of put it like this together. And you'll see this kind of maybe like with a heartbeat or something like that. So we'll see how that goes. So I've got, you know, I got a ways to go, but I've got most of the hard stuff out of the way. And at first, when I put this speaker on here, it kind of widened this up. So I had to kind of sand inside and get it to the point where it wasn't expanding in here because it was not allowing me to put it into this half of the saber. So it was like, oh shit. And it's kind of tight still, but not to the point where I can't put it on. And so you'll see it like that, right? It's not too bad. Not too bad. It's getting there. And and I sanded it a whole lot more, and I lost a lot. As you can see, I lost a lot more of that dirty brass look. But it kind of worked out a little bit right here. because now you can see that blackness kind of taking over the brass look, right? So I'm not too worried about it. It is not too bad. I had it all brassy painted and everything, but since the paint came off it, it kind of looks cool like that, right? Kind of looks cool like that. And so, man, at that point, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. I gotta go get ready for work tomorrow. Kind of chill it with the kids are just kind of messing around. They watch TV. They probably don't want daddy hanging around them, talking to their friends on the phone and everything. Oh man. So hey, thank you, Jim. Yeah, look a whole lot better when it gets done, man. I was gonna work on it a little bit tonight, and I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna worry about it tonight. I'll work on it maybe tomorrow. Might work on it for a couple of hours or about an hour and see what I need to do. But like last night, I got this part. Oop, like I got the glue on there last night, so we'll see how that kind of helps. That way, these can't get too messed up. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to have to bend these like this, and it's going to put a lot of strain on there, being that that box one is doesn't have a whole lot of room for what I have right here. Right? So we'll see how it comes out. Yeah, everyone have a great week, and I so Cindy and Jim and Ann and all you guys, Charlie. Hope you had a great workout, Charlie. Thank you guys for coming in, Chet, Cindy, man. I love all you guys, and thank you, Pern. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. Um, oh, thank you, Chet. Yeah, it's getting scratched up a little bit here and there, but I'm not worried about it because it's my personal saver. It's my buddy. He was always scratching himself up doing something, right? So, I mean, no matter what happens to it, it's gonna be a great hilt and a great build and all that good stuff when it gets done. So I just can't wait to fire it up and show his brother. So yeah, and so again, everybody have a great week, and for the newbies and for the new people that have come and will check this video out, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Space Window would also like to thank you because without Space Window, Mundo Madness Monday would not be possible. He allows me to take over Saber Talk show for him. Make sure you like and subscribe to Space Window and Civilized Sabers. Check out the TriStar, the Quad Star, and all of his work, man. I tell you what, brightest blades on the planet. And also, if you enjoy talking with me and if you enjoy and you want to come on, give me a heads up. Hey, Mundo, I want to be on the show with you. By all means, send me an email, maybe send me a text, here, or even let it be on the comments as well. You can like and subscribe if you wish to my channel. I mean, I need to get that thing up and running, man, because I just haven't done anything with it, and I need the Mundo channel to get some love. Yeah, everybody have a great 4th of July. So again, if you'd love to like and subscribe at Mundo Cabrera 7007, right? Titan, yeah, I'm getting ready to go, bro. Man, I'm glad you showed up, and thank you so much, dude. I'm glad you kind of made it. At least say hi to everybody and all that good stuff, dude. I hope you have a great 4th of July. And I'm sure there's a lot more other videos out there that everybody would prefer to watch than me. But hey, it's all good, man. It's all love. It's all love. Make sure you all like and subscribe to whoever needs to be liked and subscribed to. Right. With that, guys, Mundo's gonna brand out here in just a second, and I hope. Oh shoot! Hold on, guys. I really hope you guys have a great 4th of July, and may you have such an awesome time. Drink as much as you'd like. Drink responsibly. Mundo out. Peace. Oop.
And here. We pour whiskey.